Hi, Christina Johnson here. Wow, we've made it through a whole semester of MFT Theories and Techniques, and I'm excited to reflect back on all of the different theories and techniques that we have talked about. And reflection is perfect for the title of this segment, because if I could think of one technique that I practice with every single client and family that I see, and if I could impart one technique to each and every one of you, it would be the power of reflection. I keep a little mirror here at my desk to help families, because I'm a visual person, with the concept of reflective listening. So, this is my little handy dandy mirror. I also have some different kind of self-esteem building exercises that I do with my mirror, and mirror work can be very powerful. But reflective listening. Listening is such a lost art, and it really is why therapy works. You know, looking back to the first lecture in this semester was on good therapy and treatment planning, right? What is good therapy? Good therapy is therapy that works, and good therapy is all about that therapeutic relationship. That's the vehicle for change. That's how the magic happens. It's having a trusting, loving relationship with the families and the people that I get to work with. That's it in a nutshell. And how do I nurture that relationship? How do I help people change for the better in their lives? Reflective listening is key. It is such a skeleton key that opens many, many, many doors. And there are some techniques that I use to help my clients and families to develop this skill. I talk to the families first about why therapy, right? We are pack animals. We're not meant to be lone wolves. As human animals, we are pack animals. We have that human need for love and belonging, right? It's on Maslow's pyramid. We need that love and belonging. We need that connection. And let's face it, we don't really listen to each other. If you think about, when do I really feel heard? I've got 3 kids, and I'll tell you, there's a lot of times that I feel like no one's listening to me. But that's why we have jobs as therapists. We are professional listeners. That's the one thing that my clients, whenever we're successfully terminating or graduating, as I like to call it, that's the one thing that they really look back on that was the most helpful, is having a safe space where they can come in and a trusted person that they know that they can talk to me, and they don't fear that they're going to be judged or criticized. It's really nice to have a person that I can trust like that. So reflective listening, me repeating back and paraphrasing in my own language what I'm hearing them say, me acknowledging them, saying, hey, I see you, I hear you, and me connecting with that feeling within myself. That's good therapy. And that's what I live for. That is the spark. That's the passion. That's why I love being a therapist. It's really more of a calling and a dharma, if you will, my life's path, than just a job or even just a career. So good therapy has to do with human connection, and reflective listening is one of the ways that I nurture my relationships. So treatment planning is another topic that we've covered. Treatment planning, knowing my theory of change, knowing what theory grounds me, that is so anchoring, and it can really help me to get organized with treatment planning. Depending on the different theory, it will kind of give me guidelines for what to do with the families that I'm meeting with, or the couple, or the individual at different stages of the treatment. And so having that in mind can really help me just kind of get organized. Treatment planning is all about, how do I organize my mind? How can I conceptualize this case so that way I can be the most efficient with our time together? I bring up often that you're only seeing me for 45 minutes once a week. Then you're with each other the whole rest of the time. So what that means to me personally is that I want to be organized. I want to be efficient. I want to think ahead before my sessions with families on how am I going to help them today? And sometimes it's flying by the seat of my pants, to be honest. I roll with what they bring in. But that being said, having my theory of change and having my different techniques in line with solution focused helps me so much. And when I was first starting out as a therapist, having that really helped me gain my confidence that I am able to help people. I'm a catalyst for positive change and for healing. And that's really, really powerful. So social constructivism and postmodernism was another topic that we talked about. And I am very passionate about this lens and worldview because it is one that I share and that I've adopted, is that we all create our own reality. We all create our own reality and get our own meaning out of things. And we do that through language. Words are magic. The highest form of architecture is language. And so being more mindful of my language and how I talk to myself, how I talk to others, that is key. And knowing that my viewpoint and my perspective is not the capital T truth for everybody else out there. It's just mine. And so remaining open-minded and humble and listening, reflective listening, to how other people see things. Because I don't know what I don't know, and I don't need to pretend to know everything. It's actually it's very freeing. It's very freeing to not feel like I need to have all the answers for my clients, that I need to be able to give advice and direct people on what they should do. Oh my goodness, it was so freeing to find out that that's not my job. My job is to connect and to get to know and to help my clients to figure out what it is that they want. How do they want to be living, and how are they going to get there? And to just kind of be their guide in some points, but their cheerleader for most of the time. So narrative therapy, I do love narrative therapy. I benefited so much from my guidance early in my training as an MFT. We have an amazing practicum instructor there at the Irvine campus, Ann Arnold, and I've learned so much about narrative therapy from her. Some of the techniques that I tend to borrow from narrative is externalizing the problem. A lot of families that I meet with, they come in with high levels of negativity and blame. And that's just across the board. That's one of the reasons why there's a lot of resistance at first. They want to just send in the one IP in the family because it's them that's the problem. They have the problem. And we confuse people with problems. So being able to externalize the problem really, really helps us to attack the problem, not the person. And it helps to rally together families against this common enemy. So I love externalizing the problem and just being really mindful of language and how we tell our stories. Going back to what makes good therapy, I was born with 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, so I can listen twice as much as I speak. And listening, bearing witness to somebody's story, whether it be in trauma-focused cognitive behavioral therapy, where they're sharing their trauma narrative with me, man, that is such a blessing. That is such a blessing that I get to be that trusted person to bear witness to your story, and that you trust me enough to listen without any judgment, with nothing but love and compassion and empathy to your story. That's huge. So huge. I could talk forever on that. Collaborative therapy. Like I said, I don't know what I don't know, My truth is not the ultimate truth. My reality is not the ultimate reality. So let's talk, let's collaborate. Let's work together. Let's co-labor on what is this therapy going to look like for you? What do you want to get out of therapy? What's your end game? And let's work together on how we can get there. So I like to collaborate and to not come into any session as I am the expert. Ultimately, I'm just getting to know you. You're the expert on your own life. You're the expert on your family. You've known each other since you were born. Me, I'm just getting to know you. So you really are the expert on your own life. You know what solutions are going to work best for you, and the solutions are all inside. And so we are going to co-labor. We are going to work together on finding what those solutions are and helping you get to that finish line, however you define that finish line. So, feminist family therapy. I also am so glad that we went over feminist family therapy in our course this semester. Like I said, reflective listening, bearing witness to the story. It's not about pathologizing and pathologizing the client or the family. It as so much as being able to diagnose their oppression. Being able to give some space and some room to talk about power dynamics, to talk about what are some areas of your life where you have been voiceless or where you have experienced discrimination. There's not a lot of space given to us in general to speak about those adversities and the times that we have really been marginalized. Being aware of my own positionality and bringing voice to that. Getting comfortable being uncomfortable. That's huge about being, in the therapy chair, is being okay with getting uncomfortable. Having those uncomfortable discussions. And just really being human and being humble. I think that's an important part of being a good therapist. Solution-focused therapy, y'all know that's my jam. That is my jam. I could talk forever on solution-focused therapy, that miracle question, the skeleton key, really highlighting all the strengths of the family that comes in, being able to focus on solutions and the present and the future to help them get unstuck from that problem-saturated story and being bogged down with problems. And, people just respond really well to it. The teenagers that I get to work with respond really well to coming into therapy and to totally not what they expected. What? I'm not focusing on how I'm the problem and what's wrong and how, all the things that I'm messing up and not doing right. We're actually going to talk about what I want, what my parent wants, what we want. They're able to see that they're on the same page, that there's a lot of common shared family goals. And shifting that frequency to the positive, to gratitude, and to strengths. That's That's my jam. That's where it's at. So, treatment plans. Back to organization. It's important to have a roadmap to know where we're going. What's your end game? What types of services are we going to be doing? Are we going to be doing majority individual, family therapy, couples therapy? Letting them know that they are in charge and have the reins of their treatment is huge. Diversity and culture is another super important topic that we covered in this course. Remaining curious like Columbo. Columbo might be, you guys might not know what Columbo is, but remaining curious basically is being Columbo. Just remaining open-minded, being aware of my own biases, creating that safety and trust in the relationship. And I hope that is something that is always on our minds as therapists, because we have a position of power just as being mental health professionals. And so being able to ask questions and just remain open and reflectively listening to the different traditions, values, beliefs of the families that we work with is huge. And going back to the very beginning, that my reality is just my reality. It's not the ultimate truth. And so remaining curious shows a lot of respect. It shows that your viewpoint matters to me. Your personal lived experience matters. And we're all nature's greatest miracle. There's nobody else out there that has the same eyes and smile and hair and brush stroke, the same unique constellation of experiences and values and beliefs. There's nobody else out there like you. Nobody else. You are very unique. And so showing that curiosity and showing that I honor you and value you as a human, that is a part of good therapy. And so in reflection, I have really enjoyed getting to share this semester with you all. I hope that you gained some nuggets of wisdom and some tools, some interventions that you can use with the clients that you'll be seeing very soon. I'm excited for you all to get started with that. And I hope to see you in the Q&A later this month. Thanks so much.